This is the Ohio AgNet from the Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF and Veltima Fungicide, the proven #1 for the toughest corn diseases with long-lasting residual. When you need to be confident your fungicide will perform. I'm Ty Higgins, and powered by soy biodiesel, I'm at the Crawford County Fair with Nature's premium liquid fertilizer since 1946. Brett Sampson and his team cover our coverage today, and Brett says if you're not at a county fair, it's a really good idea to get out in the field and start scouting these days.
As we are out scouting, we got some much needed rain in areas. I've noticed on some fields of soybeans, we've got some potassium deficiency on the lower parts of the stems. We're also seeing some manganese deficiency and also some boron deficiency as well. So we've had growers, we've had dealers send in tissue samples, and I've been doing some reading of those tissue samples and making recommendations on what needs to be applied.
Some of those things show up on the sample pretty easily, but as you're looking at those crops right there in front of you, what are some of the things that you see when those deficiencies surface?
Well, you see a little bit lower levels, first of all, on the tests. And then there are areas where extremely low levels, and you can see that from the plants. You'll see the deficiency right on the leaves, right on the lower portion of the stems.
What are guys to do if they start to see some of these deficiencies and understand there's an issue here? What are next steps?
Well, once they've got the tissue samples back with their local agronomists or even us at Nature's, we need to take a look at those and make recommendations such as apply phosphorus with boron, phosphorus with magnesium, for instance.
How many guys tissue sample these days?
Well, there are more, but there needs to be a lot more tissue samples being done because it's a snapshot in time, and that also helps us plan for next year on what deficiencies could be there as well.
It doesn't replace, though, soil sampling, does it?
No, soil sampling is still #1, but it also is based upon moisture in the soil, because if we don't have adequate soil moisture, those nutrients are there, they are not available to the crop. That's why foliar feeding is so important.
As I drove up 23, I'm seeing crops that are well beyond tassel.
Oh yes.
Some shooting ears here north of central Ohio, but then some crops that you saw maybe that second effort once the rains came and washed that first planting away. What are you seeing across the state as far as variability goes?
There's a lot of variability. There was a lot of early planted crops. We're talking mid to later part of April. And then we couldn't get in hardly at all in May, and then we got most of the rest of the planting done in June. So there is, like you say, a lot of variability, but that gives us opportunities for those so-called challenges to get back in the field if we're so equipped to get some of those micronutrients possibly, or even some of the macros, the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium and sulfur back in the plants.
Brett and I are going to be all across Ohio at county fairs, and again here in Crawford. A lot going on this week, including truck and tractor pulls sanctioned by OSTPA later on this week. Of course, the harness racing happening later on this week as well, motocross. You can find out more by just searching Crawford County Fair, Ohio, and get all the details that you need for everything happening this week here in Bucyrus. Brett Sampson with Nature's giving us our coverage here today from Crawford County. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ty.
Let's get a check of the forecast now, brought to you by Seed Genetics Direct, the #1 fastest growing and largest Ohio-based independent seed company. Here's Ryan Martin.
No change for the daytime hours today. Overnight tonight, we start to see clouds increase. Showers and thunderstorms approaching, or actually moving into northwest Ohio. Right now, I guess I'm going to push it after midnight, and that's going to continue then through the daytime hours tomorrow. Some strong to severe weather in there as well. I think we have to look for anywhere from a quarter on the low end to maybe 1.5 inches or even 2 inches on the high end for rain totals in Ohio. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thank you, Ryan. We'll get a check of the markets and some analysis coming up next as the Ohio AgNet continues from the Crawford County Fair.
The Ohio Soybean Council is investing in research and innovation to help Ohio soybean farmers get more from every acre. Your checkoff supports research focused on improving yields, reducing costs, and finding solutions to pests and diseases. Through Arable Research Lab, your checkoff is helping bring new soy-based products to market, because innovation on and off the farm helps create more opportunities for your soybeans. Visit soyohio.org to see how your Ohio soybean checkoff is driving innovation.
Welcome back to the Ohio AgNet. I'm Ty Higgins, and today's market analysis is brought to you by Louis Dreyfus Company. Excited to bring a brand new soybean crush facility to Upper Sandusky. Learn more about marketing your soybeans with LDC at 574-566-2113. Corn demand indicators through last week were underwhelming to say the least, with export sales towards the bottom of expectations on Thursday's update, and the weekly ethanol update on Wednesday falling below pre-report ideas as well. Soybean demand has run red hot in recent weeks, weeks, and crush is of course no exception, with board premiums back on the higher streak driven by soybean oils, bouncing with August futures Friday posting their highest close since the first week of June. Corn and soybeans off to a strong start here this week, with September corn up a nickel at 4.49 3/4, December 6 cents higher, 4.73 1/2. Soybeans for August 21 cents higher, 12.25 1/2. New crop November 12.25 1/2 as well. That's up by 22 1/2. And September wheat down 6 3/4 at 6.76 a bushel. On the livestock side, August live cattle up by 12 cents at 224.55. October 221.07 up by 37 cents. Feeder cattle for September 342.15 up by 280. October 287 better at 335.65. And lean hogs for August 101.15 down 50 cents. October 87.77 giving up 17 points at midday. For the Ohio AgNet, I'm Ty Higgins from the Crawford County Fair. We'll see you down the road.